back to it. Make sure my boy here. Yeah. So, I'm gonna finish off with the 8 Immortals. Now, you got Land, Seiho. I'm just doing a little recap. Land, TCAO. The patron of gardeners is said to be slightly insane. I ain't made much of the insane part. Outside of chaos, but gardener, that's a seed planter. Alright, maybe I can get a little more insight into that later. Anyway, well, we go right here. He said he appears as a male or a female carrying a basket of magic flowers. So it's basically saying, well, back right there, they're saying basically that's just showing you the androgyny, male and female. Because all this is the same thing. It's just different aspects of one another. Man. So, I had to get back to y'all on that one. The insane part. So I with a better definition. But I really want to get to. We not already did all these, but I wanted to make sure I documented who was the female one. The whole CN Ku is the female of the group, with a lotus on her shoulder. And basically, the lotus flower would be the lotus grows from out of the mud, so the lotus would be just add this shit, man. Damn, I just had this shit. I mean, wait no fuck. What the fuck is going on here? Oh. And basically, this would be the lotus flower. Growing out of the mud, because lotus flowers grow out of the mud. These would be her shoulders. So the lotus flower growing up, coming up out of the mud would be this right here. This would be the mud. This would be like the lotus flower, whatever. Oh yeah. So I'm gonna get into that. So, and another thing I want to speak on before we get into this. The Cowboys. I spoke on that. I don't get too much into it, but I was speaking on the Pac thing yesterday with the Wyclef deal. Now it wasn't vocab. It was a song called Cowboys, which basically, Pac went to the West, Wild Wild West, so they was taking shots at him. The video, they all in the video like it's supposed to be a movie. It's like taking shots at Pac being an actor and shit. Now the girls, my girl in the Digger, Raw Digger, she ended up with Lauryn Hill. Now they verses I didn't really hear nothing that could be considered taken as a diss to. They were just doing a normal hip hop 1-2. If you ask me, I didn't get no diss out of those two. But I know Wyclef comes from the same. His ethnicity is of the same as one of them guys that was involved in. And he said some shit in that song, Fall Guy, some shit. He said something like said something like the Fall Guy or something, like a reference to Pac. It's basically confirming the shit Pac was saying. They set him up. He made him the Fall Guy. That bullshit debacle. So niggas tell on themselves like that. That's why I say a lot of niggas a lot of them niggas from New York. That's why Pac was so hard. Even though he was still distinguishing and shit, but he had kind of. That's why it seemed like it was so much of a general. The reason it seemed like it was so much of a general dislike for New York, which wasn't okay because he even told you he loved New York and throughout all the interviews he was doing. But the guys that was heavy over there, you had dudes who was just, they had fear in them niggas over there. And New York know what I'm talking about. We ain't gonna get into it here, but yeah, them niggas know what I'm talking about. So a lot of them niggas was dissing Pac. And then a lot of niggas had to come back around and say, man, you know what, guys, they came back around like, man, we really was riding for the same cause. Yeah, we regretted even dissing Pac. While the niggas that they was scared of, them niggas was more so agents working with the law enforcement. That's why I'm saying when you got a revolutionary figure being attacked by a certain group of niggas, but this revolutionary figure is for, he died, the shit he died in commit. The reason he died is because he was in commission of trying to help niggas. So you have to always watch the nigga that's against the nigga that's trying to help niggas. And then you have, I like Young Z and them guys, Pace One, the Outsiders, but them niggas versus was kind of, but I'm trying to figure out what part, do niggas didn't understand. It's like, did nobody ever just stop and say, well, hold up, man, this nigga really is so, he really bangs out for niggas in general, and nobody even take that into consideration. So it's, but like I say, I don't know about the whole album. Then they dropped the album on the same day. So they dissed Pac first because he hadn't even dropped. He didn't even start going hard with disses until after he dropped his album, All Eyes on Me. They dropped their shit on the same day as All Eyes on Me, and which means that the album was recorded and the disses was already put in before he even did hit him up, but really started going hard and shit. When he came out, he didn't come out off the top mashing on niggas or whatever. We'll get into that later. I didn't like it, but yeah. But then they say Pac talked to Pras. I don't know how true this is, but Pras, niggas say anything after nigga died, but they say Pras, him and Pac met up, and they say they squashed the beef. Who knows? Maybe Pac could tell me. Who knows? But which I would like to, but like I said, man, I just had to speak to that shit because it was just like, a lot of niggas took shots and shit, but it was like, it was something about them niggas that there, man. And I love Lauren. I like Electric Avenue. Take me to Electric Avenue. As corny as it may seem to the average street nigga, I'm a street nigga, not the average street nigga, but I'm quite sure. You ask the average nigga from the hood, yeah, they know corny shit. I can see, but take me. I'm different. I like music generally. I like music in general. So take me to Electric Avenue, and I'm on you higher. Whatever the fuck the nigga was saying. I like it, but yeah, I ain't like. Lord knows I love Lauren like anybody else. But so I don't know about the whole album, but I'm saying that's why the one disc he did shoot at them niggas. He took shots. He didn't really take shots directly at Pras and Lauren. They was more like an afterthought. because he shot the shot. Then he was like, then watch the other two, whatever. But he was, you could tell he was more so aiming at Wycliffe, and I know why, because Wycliffe was acting off of this ethnic allegiance he had to them guys, or that guy, or them guys. I think both of them niggas was, we all know who them niggas is. I don't have to make them famous or more famous than they already are, but anyway, I didn't like it because it was just too. It was, I heard other niggas diss him and shit. I heard some other niggas, niggas diss him after they did. I was like, come on, man, you niggas retracted that. After the nigga was already gone, bro. But again, when he was telling niggas though in the interviews, man, I had love for these niggas. I'm in jail, but that's the thing when niggas. That's why it ain't good to go off. Niggas go to jail, and while he in jail, these niggas in the streets running their rumors and shit, and running shit down. So they turned a lot of the niggas in New York against them. But we'll get to that later, man. But anyway, I didn't like that shit. It was just. So let's lighten up the mood though, man. But before we do that, I will say this much. I went and watched a couple more interviews, and he told me this shit before I even started this shit, bro. I ain't gonna lie, like in December or some shit, I remember. Some shit came through, and she was like, "Don't cry." I didn't really catch it at the time. I didn't even know it was her. I heard it was a channel that came through, but it was unclear what it was. I was like, damn, what this is about? And this is it right here. Now that she fully in effect, I have to. I probably should have. I don't know. So I could tell she wasn't happy during the last days. I could tell they was threatening that shit because I could just see it in her eyes. And I could see her energy was drained. Like she was still, her. But I can tell that even she said she wanted to. I think she said she wanted to wrap up, do a few movies or finish the album, one or two. But she said I remember one of the interviews. She said she had wanted to take a break. But I could tell by the look on her eye, man. It was just this one interview when I don't like this. But basically, she was like, before she leave this earth, she just wanted people to know she was a good. She was a full-on entertainer, and she was a good person. That last part explains it all. Translation: I'm a good person, so I'm not finna entertain this bullshit that's going on within this that they would want to try to induct her into. Yeah, man, that shit pissed me off. I ain't gonna lie, because it was illegal, but I could tell she had this, like when she finished the interview, and it almost looked like she wanted to cry, bro. That shit made me want to slap the shit out of somebody. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Alright. let me lighten up the mood though. But it was another interview. I want to use this part right here, this segment right here, to try to segue more into the love aspect of her, because she was a lover girl, and give y'all a contrast. I'll show you how her energy was a contrast to what's dominating today. And you R&B girls need to take note to this shit. I know we got every element of it. Y'all ain't the first ones. R&B consists of everything. It's about life. So you're gonna have songs where you're disgruntled with men, or you speak about relationships going bad and this, that, and the third. So we know how we are, but don't get caught in that shit, man. Don't be, Mary J did that. That was her thing, and she did that. It's a joke. It was, it's a running joke with Mary. They be like, man, Mary need to get to a bad relationship or something. Her music was better when she was. Which is a joke. I personally wouldn't want nobody to have to go through no fucking heartache and pain just for the sake of me getting a good fucking song. But it was a joke. I guess. But it was a joke. It was a running joke. But don't make the R&B just all bitter, man, because you're breeding that to the young ladies that's coming up. So you're breeding that all niggas ain't shit. And if you put this into the mind of every young girl coming up looking up to you or jamming your music, that's all you're gonna look for. So when they go out and try to this programming them to only to think that there's no hope for a good relationship, or it's like an old saying goes, if you look for it, you're gonna find it. So we program these women that all men ain't shit and all is lost when it comes to relationships. When they go out into the world, that's all they're not gonna be looking for. They're gonna be more just reluctant to have faith in a pure relationship. That's why you understand what you're doing. This is the art. That's why I tell you, with me in rapping, when I'm rhyming, symbolically speaking, I'm kicking ass. I'm taking niggas' heads off. It's just like the old niggas when they used to have a guitar challenges and shit. It'd be headhunters. They have a guitar battle, niggas. I'm gonna take your head off, but they were just talking about I'm gonna beat you musically. The niggas, or just like Bobby used to say, niggas like we used to go to the club and kick ass on the dance floor. That's how they viewed it. That was the form of warfare or fighting through the arts. Every time we talk about dancing, that's how he said it. Like, man, we used to go to the club and kick ass. I think so they had a nigga that used to pop his back out of place just to get pop the funky worm on a nigga ass. Boy, you gotta be a dedicated nigga, boy. You finna battle a nigga on the dance floor. Nigga, pop, break it. What do you say? Nigga, Bobby said he used to break his back. I was like, I wouldn't even dancing. You pop that, buddy. You more dedicated than me. This dude popped his back out of place to ball a nigga ass on the dance floor. Boy, Mike say, blood on the dance floor, damn it. But I can explain, see, I can make an album if you just listen to it. That's what these interviews and shit are for. I don't know what y'all doing these days. I don't really look at interviews from I don't really follow the youth. That y'all lost me, I ain't gonna lie. Plus a lot of the talent ain't there no more. So I don't even plus I got other shit going on. As you can see, 30 hours going on 30 hours of this. My mind be more so on some spiritual shit. So I already got to divide my time between spirituality, making a buck, in my own music. And that don't get even narrow when a nigga do find some type of person, you know what I'm saying, like I'm gonna objectify nobody, when a nigga eventually end up finding a queen around this motherfucker. You niggas gonna have to be a little bit more interesting. Everybody sound the same. There's no creativity in this shit no more. I'm quite sure you got some guys out there, but the ones that they push on the mainstream, you know, and maybe I need to expand my search a little bit more. But I'll say all that to say, with me, you usually listen to one. If I was to make an album, you would listen to it. You know, motherfucker, oh man, this is violent. This is not good for the y'all little boys. Like, no, I know how to explain my shit. This is art. My name is Sam. I always had acronyms for my shit. Stepping and mashing was one of them. Stepping, this was middle school shit. I came up with shit. Stepping and mashing, that's one of them. The other one is similes and metaphors. Best describes my shit. Art, the same. Just like my shit is no different than when you go watch a movie. So treat my shit like theater. If you ain't gonna criticize Arnold Schwarzenegger for getting on the screen and killing up some shit, and for one, go back to the kids. You need to raise your kids to know that this is entertainment purposes only. Don't nigga. Don't even wrong this game in it too. I would in a song will tell a nigga don't let a nigga play with you the wrong way, but I'm not. My intention is not to make you feel like you need to go pick up a fucking gun and go shoot a motherfucker in the head. You have to be vocal about these things with your audience, as opposed to encouraging. Yo, I'm gonna slide on a nigga tonight. You should too. Let's do it. No, the interview when you talking, music is music. When you get in front of fucking, that's why interviews and having fucking having intelligence about yourself and being well spoken, like Baby Girl, voice box, being well spoken and know how to explain yourself, so a motherfucker can't put that on you. So when nigga do try some bullshit, oh well I done it because I was listening. Oh you ain't doing it because you listening to me because you was a fan of me. You would have known, hey, don't crash the fuck out based on my shit. Cause this shit is just in the vein of art. Just like the niggas dancing and kick each other ass on the dance floor through dancing and can walk off in one piece. Same shit with my shit. Now you do have your exceptional songs while the nigga know in real life don't fuck with me because I am a self-defensive nigga and I will bust in your ass if I got to. But that's anybody. And if it ain't, that's how anybody should feel. And if that ain't how anybody should feel, niggas shouldn't have no guns for self-defense. Same shit. And me saying that is just really is a helpful thing. It's to warn a nigga like, hey, just in case you was wondering, yeah, he'll shoot you in real life if you fuck with him the wrong way. Coolest nigga in the world. Promise you that. Ask anybody, a real nigga, anybody with a sensible mentality about me, they're gonna tell you, coolest nigga in the world. Understanding, not judgmental, to each his own type of guy. But I ain't no pussy, and I ain't gonna let nigga, I ain't no pushover. I will get busy if I have to, but I'm not going out my way to get it, do that. Even with the street shit, my career in the streets is money. I was all about getting bread. Bullshit come along, handle it accordingly, but we're not warring for the sake of war. I'm not a fucking warmonger. Horse is war energy. Don't get me wrong, I'm a warrior. Because that's envy. That's what horror is, warrior. But it's two sides to horror. You have the war side and the peace side. Just like I'll tell y'all with the Mad Max shit. Sometimes you gotta be toast. Because if you're peaceful, if you're peaceful, motherfuckers who are not peaceful will infringe on your peace and take advantage of that. So you don't know how to engage in war and get that shit up off of you, just like a country. If a country is a peaceful country, some invaders come, we're not going to let you run over motherfucker for the sake of being peaceful. No, we peaceful, but we gotta put that to the side now. Sometimes in order to maintain peace, war is necessary. Because you have people that are warmongers and who war just for the sake of warring. So you just gotta, but yeah, to go back to the girls with R&B, you just gotta be able to explain that this is just art. Don't put your music out. Put your music out with the intention. Do nothing without intention. My girl say, I love solo, man. But don't, because the energy. That's why I say you can listen to my and you. That's why I say I come from the '90s era. Where you had music with niggas that violent shit in there, but the energy wasn't like some drill shit. See, the drill shit is these niggas put the energy they putting on it is energy that they put the energy on it that makes that's the thing. They want you to get up and go do some dumb shit. That is the energy we put on our shit. And we got some of that shit too. I mean, trying to act like we just all. I ain't trying to act like we just all goody two shoes, but I can see the difference. Niggas been getting the streets is the streets. So that was always the thing, but rappers wasn't bumping each other out and shooting and killing each other like that. Like I say, the Pocket Big when the East and West Coast shit, that was when that shit really. Before that, you didn't even see niggas. When you rappers just shooting each other, killing each other left and right like this shit here. There's a big difference between us and them when it comes to that. But keep it music, man, and try to balance the shit out. That's why I call writers. See, y'all have the space to do that. See, as an MC, man, you do what you want, but as rappers or MCs, really, if you come from a competitive standpoint, you have to write your own shit. Now, if you just rap and add some shit to the game, and you like, then you do what you want to do. But when you are those kind of guys are competing just basically on with sales or whatever. Trying to outsell motherfuckers, be the biggest star in the game. When I'm talking about competitiveness, I'm talking about skill set. And you can't brag about skill set in the vein of competitiveness if you don't write your own shit. If you ain't shooting your own shots, you can't take. If you don't shoot the bullet beater, you can't take the motherfucking credit for shooting the goddamn shot. You did. I'm trying to figure out should I look at myself on the camera. I don't know. Just get the fucking message. But yeah. So when you're doing this shit, man, balance the shit out, man. Don't make every song, man, you man bash. You fuck him, gotta put up all this old. Balance the shit out, man. Don't let, even if your personal love life isn't, you can draw from that. But if you can't find in yourself to write a song about a positive song or about a positive lady, find somebody that can. Don't program out these goddamn women and girls to go out because they gonna look. Because I tell you what they do, they start wanting to be like you, and they'll create. They're just like the bitches that be like, well, it ain't love if the nigga don't hit me, and which is the craziest shit ever. They start want to be like you, so they want to go through some things just so they can be like, so they can relate more so. So they'll create problems, whether consciously or subconsciously. They'll create the problems in them. You hear motherfuckers say it all the time, I like to fight with my man, I like a man to argue back. Bitch, whatever, every nigga don't want to argue. So you the type of bitch that'll meet a good nigga, that's the ones you hear someone say shit like, this relationship ain't exciting enough. That's because they get so programmed and used to relationships where they fighting and shit. That when they find a nigga that's a peaceful nigga, they didn't grew to like the conflict. So they looking at you like, this nigga's boring. I need some excitement. See, I'm the type of nigga, like I said, I only been in two or three serious relationships. Though. I ain't with the back, now they ain't perfect. They had arguments and shit, you know what I'm saying? Just like everybody else, you think them up for cheating, but we all had a moments like that right there. Now I'm a better nigga now though. Like I wouldn't give a damn. Honestly, see, now I'm up in my state where I ain't gonna even sweat you about if you cheating or not, or looking for it, or being suspicious, or looking, I'm at a point now where I don't give a fuck. I do give a fuck, but I ain't. I say they go back to what I said. If you're looking for it, you're gonna find it. That's like an old saying we used to hear. Nah, this new nigga, I don't give a fuck what you do. When it get to me though, I ain't gonna go looking for it or going through your phone and stalking you down and following you and putting a tracker in your car. None of that. If the shit fall on my doorstep though, I'm like a one and done, maybe two. I ain't going back and forth with you though. I ain't busting your windows. We not doing the lick back. See, we sound like kids with this shit. I gotta get my lick back. Oh, and perhaps if you cheat on me and I choose to stay, and then I don't think the universe don't work like that sometimes. You might cheat on a nigga, he might be faithful. You might cheat on a nigga, he might stay. And then all that dude, he might have been the type of nigga that had the fortitude to never cheat on you. But you cheat and he stay. One night he in that club, he get approached by that one. You be like, you know what? I owe that bitch one. She'll get over it, or should. Then that's how bullshit start. So, y'all gotta get out of that, cause we've grown to accept that within the culture. We think that's normal. We think breaking up, getting back together, You cheat, not cheat. You cheat, not cheat. Oh, going through the phone. Oh, she broke the window out again, and we think that's just normal, and it's just comfortable territory. It don't really have to be like that. Like I say, I'm the type of nigga, I know how to be faithful in a relationship. It ain't that I know how to make my woman the only. I know how to make the woman I'm with the most beautiful woman in the world. And if that don't work out, whoever's next, she'll be the most beautiful woman in the world. If you catch my drift, it's all in the mind. I know how to turn it off. I know how to turn my lust off for every woman except my woman. I'm at a point now, they didn't put me back to gigolo mode, because when I was, when I first started getting girls, I was like, man, I don't think I want to be in no serious relationship ever. Because from one, I done seen the shit my whole man went through, so on a subconscious level, I done seen him get dead dirty as a kid, so subconsciously, when I finally started really, really just, racking them up. I was having so much. For one, I'm a handsome fellow, so I used to get so many. I used to be like, damn, that alone makes it hard to just. I think subconsciously I always knew if I really, which when I started really getting into serious relationships, I already knew I'm a real nigga, so really in my heart of hearts, I'm gonna take this shit serious, which means I'm gonna have to give up all my freedom, the thrill of the hunt. I'm gonna have to do away with the thrill of the hunt. this shit now, I'm like, shit, man. Shit, I'm back to that mode now. After seeing everything I've seen, I don't really. I know there's good chicks out there. Don't get me wrong, but this shit is. There's so much negative. There's so many. The dating pool is so polluted these days. It fucks it up for everybody. So you be like, it's hard to have faith in anybody. And who wants to be the idiot that's doing the work to be committed just to look up one day and another nigga fucking your bitch? So, yeah. But yeah, man, y'all gotta tighten up, man. That's why it's called knowledge itself. Knowing who you are, you have to know if you want to. You got to know what you want, basically. You got to know if you don't feel like you can't be greedy, or I'm gonna have your cake and eat it too. So if you like this girl and you don't want her to be with nobody else, you have to say, okay, I ain't gonna be with nobody else. If you want to continue to be a gigolo, Deuce Bigelow, you either have to stay like that or find you a woman you can swing out with, or polyamorous or whatever the fuck. I see that a lot now. Everybody, oh, I'm poly, which is good. It's good that people are starting to realize that. But know that, make sure that's what you want too. Don't be, I'm poly, and then the nigga get the out polying you, and you like, well, I don't know, it was your idea, or whatever. But you have to know what you want in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? But for the average person don't know. We crazy. See, that's why black people, the world in general, but black people, one of the first things we have to realize is we are fucked up. If you don't recognize the problem or recognize you got a problem, you ain't gonna fix the problem. First step is knowing. Half the battle is knowing. You gotta know you fucked up. You can't be, we all fucked up as a whole. I'm showing you with the Willie Lynch shit. You see the shit they put on us, the mental, the psychological warfare they waged on us, with the intention, they put the intent on it with the intentions of making that shit last all the way up until modern times. Not only that, but not only just last until modern times, but take on forms, basically, they sowed seeds that took on different forms or whatever. So it ain't a man beating you in front of him, beating your man in front of the kid, you and the kid, and that's old hat. They still doing something to get the same psychological effect that they was getting out of us through the physical beating and raping and all that shit. That shit evolutionized to a mental thing. So now they do it mentally. They lock your man up. That's why they say they take the man away in the Willie Lynch shit. We'll have to get back in that talk probably more. But when they tell you they took the man away in slavery, they do that now. It's called jail. Lock the nigga up. Even that alone, seeing your man behind bars, having to get searched and all that shit, that puts that's a book breaking tactic, a modern day book breaking tactic in itself. Because, and trust me, I'm not saying this will break you all the way down, but trust me, when you get locked up, and I say most of the men get locked up. Women get locked up too, but mostly men. So it's more men that can relate to what I'm saying than women. But that shit does do something to your spirit. I don't know for how live you was in the street. You could be the stolest nigga in the street, rich, money, pulling up in business and all that shit. Get behind them balls, you gonna feel it. And shit don't necessarily stop when you get behind ball. Cause niggas behind. I could have been in the game behind. I was chilling with niggas in there that was making it jump in there. I was fuck that, man. I ain't trying to do shit to get me to stay in this bitch long. I'm trying to go to the crib and do it on the outside. But it ain't gonna. It'll never be the same. As long as you gotta get told when to eat, sleep, shit. Guards talking shit to you. Working for free and shit, slavery. That shit does something to you. Don't let anybody fool you. Especially if you're facing high numbers, your girl coming to see you and shit, and you facing a lot of time or whatever. That shit, trust me, don't let nobody fool you. So yeah, oh yeah, man. Maybe we're gonna take this interview though. This is relevant. She was getting interviewed, and even in this video, it was a BT. Now I don't know when this show came out. I don't think I had. I don't think I must didn't have cable, cause my shit stayed on BT. You know, we go back and forth between, MTV. You go through MTV Vision Run every now and then. But my shit stayed on BT. The old BT when BT was popping. But I never seen this show before that she was on so that must have been when I didn't have one of the eras when I didn't have cable, because we didn't always have cable. But whoever the lady was interviewing, I was saying about the attacks, she took a shot in the interview. She was like, so she asked her some more weird shit. So you, just out of the blue, she asked like, so are you so you old enough to go to get in the club yet? And I'm like, who the fuck asks that type of question in the interview? Aaliyah was like, oh yeah. Aaliyah was like, yeah. And she said, you legal now. Legal, of age. Side swiping or really kind of hinting at the whole R. Kelly shit, kind of like bringing it up but not bringing up age shit, bringing up shit that had to deal with age, but not necessarily pertaining to her and R. Kelly. But she was like, so you old enough to get in the club now? And you look at the interview, the question was kind of out of, that's what I'm saying, little shit like that. Now I don't know if somebody put the lady up to it. Sometimes they have writers write the questions and shit. So, Aaliyah was like, yeah, I'm legal now. She kind of laughed it off, but I know she caught the shit. Highly intelligent being, so she might have brushed that bullshit off and keep it going. I didn't like that, because I seen what the bitch was doing when she asked her that old passive aggressive ass shit. So then she was like, well, she asked her that, then, really baby girl kind of like took a shot back. Like, to me, this is how I took it. To me, I took it like Aaliyah was like, kind of like, and maybe I'm looking too deep. It was almost because the way Aaliyah answered, she was like, y'all legal now. She said like that, like, bitch, you a slave hoe. kind of like what I was saying a couple of videos back about talking niggas like they slaves. It was almost like she was kind of mocking them. It was like almost like Aaliyah was mocking her. Like, bitch, you slave-minded. She was like, I'm legal now. She said it jokingly, but yeah, I ain't like that was, she didn't have to ask her that. But that's the type of shit I was saying. I wasn't privy. That's we know she caught the flack for the age thing when it happened and it blew over. But I didn't know they was saying she had to beef up security and that. I heard that, so I was like, what? That pissed me off. They were like, yeah, they was got a little That's why I say by the time she got to the end, man, I can see she was tired, bro. She still had a glow, but I can see she had sort of, and then like I said, that one. I kind of wish I wouldn't even saw that shit. This is about my third time, maybe third or fourth time seeing that interview when she was saying she just want to be remembered as cause one, I'm like, damn, what did it make her say something like that? Like, she was like, before I leave this earth, I want to, something like that. She was like, before I leave this earth, I want to be known as a good person and a full-on artist. I don't know if somebody asked it, if the interviewer asked her the question or she just said it. I had to go back. I wish I wouldn't even. I should have saved that when died. Cause the look on her face, man, she was keeping a straight face, but I could, like, that sadness kind of leak through. I could see it. I could see that shit leak through. But she a strong woman, so it was like you kind of had to catch it. Man, that shit pisses. I get mad, bro. I be but I could tell she was tired, man. Which means they was fucking with her. Because you don't get to that level of success and lose a little bit of your bubbliness. But I could tell, man, if you look at some of her later interviews, fuck them. Let me get off. Anyway, let me try to lighten it up. So the lady asked her, she said, well, what would you want out of a man? Now I want you to look at what now you ask one of these little pissy tail hoes these days what they want out of a man. The first thing they're going to say, well, you got to have $100 million in the bank, and I need a Chanel bag every 2 days, and all this old dumb shit. I'm starting to not like you hoes. Believe that. And like I said, man, y'all stole it. Oh, man. I hate how they stole them girls. Like I said, the chicks, I'm trying to say the no names, man. But I followed them girls, man. And I've seen them put that song out trying to come up in the music industry and do their thing. Which, this was like about 4 or 5 years ago. So even with them, now I'm reading the room. I'm probably a little bit older than them, so the two chicks I'm talking about. Not the ones who stole the song, but the ones who were the originators of the song. I'm looking at them just like I'm looking at a whole lot of the other people that was trying to make their way into the industry at that time, upcoming artists, female artists, the female rap scene was bubbling and blowing up. And I was liking the talent because it was a lot of, I follow a lot of people just to check and see what type of talent, the talent pool looking like. But in the same breath, I'm like, man, I know how the industry is, so I'm looking at these people that's still trying to run to it, and I'm like, still trying to get record deals and shit, and I'm like, man, do they not see this shit is falling apart? Like, now it's more evident. It was kind of little hints and shit at that time, but now shit just blew off the handle. So it's just everybody knows how fucked up entertainment industry can be now. But man, I watch them girls, and I know how it feels because them niggas that took shit off my Instagram page and did shit and dropped my style and shit. So when I seen when the chicks that was already in the industry put the song out, and the other girls called them out on it. And these hoes trying to deny it. I'm like, no. I seen this shit with my own 2 eyes. These girls, that's their song. I ain't do nothing but change a few words up. That's bullshit. That's vulture. Fuck vulture. That's some. I said fuck vulture because that's the sacred thing with the vultures. That's some horror shit, but that's roaching. We call that roaching where I'm from in the 90s. I don't know if they still use that terminology. We call that roaching. You roaching up on some shit. I don't respect that, man. You know, despite whatever the fuck the entertainment industry, if they was trying to do whatever they were trying to do, you already in the fucking spot, so doing your thing and got your fan base and all this shit, and you stealing from a motherfucker that's trying to get in the shit. You don't have enough consideration to look and instead of trying to help a motherfucker, or if you like their shit, tell them, hey, we'll get on the, we'll help your song blow up when we collab, or sell us a song, we'll put you on the song, and it'll blow y'all up. They just want to take shit and, man, that's nasty work, man. Nasty work. You know, some of your favorite male artists around here doing that shit too. We don't get into no names, but that's nasty work, bro. That's nasty work. I like the cha-cha. I have to listen to that shit when I get off this. After this. I like the cha-cha. That's a bad motherfucker, boy. So, but you said someone that, when they asked, let me get out of that. But when she asked me what she was looking for, man, I'm sure what she said. She said someone who is very understanding because my career is important, and that's number one, understandable. Now, mind you, I gave you a breakdown between knowledge and understanding. Now, this is Aaliyah in the 90s. I gave you the break. I just saw this interview for the first time tonight. Now, mind you, what I broke down the other day, I broke down digital knowledge and understanding breakdown, right? She said, someone that's very, that's one thing she always, a couple more interviews I've seen, that word is very consistent in her vocabulary. Understanding, love, the awareness of the oneness. She said, someone is very understanding because my career is important, and that's number one, which is true indeed, because self-preservation is key. Ain't nobody gonna take care of you like you. Ain't nobody gonna love you like you. You gotta love yourself first. And her doing what she wanted to do in order to stand on her own two in this world, that's number one. So you have to respect that. Understandable. But understanding, 3, she said that's number one. Knowledge, understanding, one and the same. She wasn't saying that within the context of what I'm saying, but I'm just showing you how the mathematics showed up within it. She was just saying it in casual conversation, nothing deep about it. But I'm just showing you how mathematics manifested within her conversation haphazardly, or what I heard serendipitously. Look it up, serendipitously. See how I'm in tune with her. Did the knowledge and understanding breakdown about 2 or 3 episodes ago. Watch this tonight. And it ain't, don't get it twisted. It wasn't like she was manifesting mathematics. No, it just came out like that. So, then she said, someone to make me laugh, gotta be intelligent, and has to know what he wants out of life. Not some dumb nigga sitting around playing 2K all day. Translation. That's why I say light. See that. That's the proper way of saying. That's how I'm trying to put this. She's not one of these hoes talking about a nigga who, first and foremost, she said her career, which is gonna put the money in her pocket, not another nigga money. She want a nigga that's like her, who know what he want. She ain't saying nothing about this nigga money. She said a dude that knows what he want out of life. And then she ended it by saying the simple things. The simple things. See how that work? That's a real woman. She want to be in a position to make her own money. And she want a nigga who she don't necessarily want a nigga based off of what he has, but she want him to at least know what he want to do to make his own fucking money. Not to drain him, but just so that's just a common sense. I don't give a fuck how much you love me. If you don't love yourself enough to do what you need to do to make a living, then you can't possibly love me enough. I don't give a fuck how much I love you. If I ain't got it to where I can just hold the whole shit down like the average household, we ain't talking about no rich fantasy rap nigga life or tennis player or basketball player. Like we talking about regular. I know she's within the entertainment realm speaking like this. I'd be more so speaking just about regular life. The average person, the average nigga don't have it like that to where he can hold the whole house down. And some do, but for the most part, that ain't the case. So, y'all have programmed these young girls to look for rich nigga security inside of the regular everyday Joe Blow. And take it a step further, you program them to overlook the everyday dude and always be looking for some rich nigga. And that money be corrupting niggas. So a lot of times, the nigga you should be fucking with is the nigga on the bicycle. The nigga Bobby say. Sometimes you gotta fuck the nigga on the bicycle. Sometimes Prince Charming is the nigga walking down the street. He might not have a car then, but he might be walking somewhere to get to the money so he can eventually get a fucking car and do some shit for himself. But you judging the nigga right then and there in this time because he ain't balling and all this dumb shit. The more women like that you breed like that, the less chances that the regular average dude that makes it harder for the regular guy, the regular everyday guy, to find a regular everyday chick, because these motherfuckers be regular everyday bitches, but in their mind, they some bad bitches who deserve a nigga with $400 million and gonna pay every bill. It's like it don't always fucking work like that, you dumb hoe. So you niggas need to go listen to some Salt Pepper, fucking Morning Love and shit. Get back to that type of girl rap, because even look, y'all, you might say, well, y'all had Lil' Kim. It's like, yeah, but that was Lil' Kim. See, the prototype, but you holding to this shit too far. Like, you holding them too far with this shit. It went too far because it's fucking up the dating scene. I'm telling you, my pop, look, I'm ending with this one. I ride with my partner one day, and the song came on. And in the song, the nigga was talking about using, I ain't gonna say the lyrics, but I don't want to stigmatize the nigga. But the nigga was talking about using money, how he can use his bread to take a nigga bitch. That shit triggered my partner. when he heard this, he said, see, man, that's the shit I be talking about, bro. You know what I'm saying? That shit right there, bro. That shit be fucking niggas' relationships up. And he said something like, and he wouldn't bullshit because I always think, like, kind of surprised me he said that. Not saying that my nigga dumb and shit like that, but that's the type of shit I be on. So when he said it, I was like, that nigga get it. Plus, I think he probably was going through some relationship shit anyways already. But that's the type of atmosphere it creates. Because now niggas gotta, by that being the status quo, it always keep the regular nigga feeling like, damn, I ain't making enough bread. So if a nigga with some money come along and shoot at my gal, he can get it easily or whatever. So that fucks the confidence up in normal niggas. Or niggas that's just out here regular 9 to 5 trying to find their way. But we'll be back, man.